So namaste everyone, namaste. A little bit maybe louder, tiny louder. Is it good now? It's too soft, the voice, yeah? Or it's now better? Is it better now? No, no, no. Louder, yeah, yeah. Okay. So, how is it going on? We still have satsang today. If somebody would like to share something, ask something, we still have satsang today.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Can there be silent? Can there be silence without presence?
What will notice silence then?
Sorry?
What will notice silence then?
I mean, could it be that the mind is still, but it is not the presence?
I don't get a question. Question. Can you ask again?
Different words, or with the same
No,
words?
no. We should try to say maybe. Can it be?
Can it be silent mind?
Silent mind.
But not presence.
Actually, it's neither presence, nor silent mind, nor silence, nor awareness. It's actually none of those words. Exactly. Really, those words are just, again, the pointers. They kind of describe kind of quality, but it's none of those words. Really. None of them is accurate. Because when you say silence, silent mind, it's not exactly only silent mind, really. When we say awareness, this word is misleading also. Because the word awareness implies that you are aware of something. Where in samadhi you are not aware much of something. You just simply are. So this word might be misleading also. Awareness. Because Islam implies a movement a little bit. But it kind of shows us a little bit. It's none of those words. Forget them. Really. It's more in losing completely idea what it is. And finding in a way kind of rest in it. To be honest, I really don't feel none of these words accurate. None of them, really. And especially awareness, which I use the most, I don't like. It's very misleading word. But it says something. It says something very important. It's like the light. Because without the light, imagine there is a dark room here. There is dark room. How come we can see anything in the dark room? Only by bringing the light. And suddenly this this room appears differently, not dark completely. And exactly the same with awareness. It is not awareness, but without it there would be no experience. That's why they implement this word. The same with I. This word is also misleading. Even this real I. This is also misleading, but because at some point there is disappearance, dissolution of everything. So how can you call it I? I am even is misleading. I am is completely misleading expression. Might be. Because you are when you are not. So actually all of those words, if we want to be closer to what it really means, we have to use the opposites, complete opposites. We say no thing, it's no thing. Yes, of course, because seer cannot be seen. But also everything is seen through him. So it is nothing and everything in the same time. So don't try to be accurate here. It's in forgetting when we remember, rather. When we remember when we forget. When we remember, it is subtle involvement of the mind. Better have no clue, and at some point we are in this moment. And please notice how you feel in the moment of being lost, knowing nothing. Usually there is great freedom in there, great aliveness, and great connection with life. Not when we are like observing. Observing is a stage. It's a state. It's subtly done also with the mind, but we use those words. I can tell you that when, for me, this feeling of completely having no clue arose, my instinct told me, don't look at books. Don't look at masters. Read nothing. Look at nothing. And for a year, I could not even look at books. Because I knew what I did to myself before. It was always a point of reference. But then it has to be lost. Everybody has to lose the point of reference at some point. Because the reference is knowledge. And we are speaking about direct knowing, not about knowledge. Which is fresh. And you also notice when we want to know what's happening with energy also, notice this. When we want to know something, there is open room, there is open life. And we want to know, it's like we want to shrink it into something and have it like this. To have a line about it. But really, is it possible to describe life like this? And even experience? It's a habit of the mind to do it. So we have to know that that will be habit of our mind to do it. But it just can't comprehend, it can't catch. So eventually we will inside know, just forget it, and the more happiness arises, forget it. Oh, finally life is normal.
So in a way, you have to lose the tools as well?
Yes. At some point, yes. So, as Ramana Maharishi said himself, I use his pointing because it's great. The tool, even of my question, or of observing, or any tool, is necessary. Is necessary till some moment when it has to be given away.
When the job is done.
Kind of, you know, kind of. Yeah, but so don't let us not wait for this reference to always have this observer. Imagine you have to live all life like this. There is no fun.
Can you repeat?
I mean, okay. Imagine if you are 50 years in spiritual search, let's say, and you discover observing, let's say, after 10 years, and you know that observing, and then till the rest of life you have to like observe. Exhausting, hard work. It will be forgotten. But I mean, it will be forgotten, but it will be remembered. But you know that I cannot explain this.
I understand.
Great, thank you. And this is where relief comes, the biggest.
It's kind of a habit to
to
put things into the shelves.
It's
to kind of
yes.
you can use it afterwards.
Yes, it's a habit, but let's use it smart. Meaning that this habit is in our practical life necessary many times. You know, it is our human dressing up. Very different to most of the species, the intelligence we have, intellect, which can be used smartly, and we are using it. But not everywhere, no? I mean, it's like what example to use? It's like talking about apple and eating apple. It's like looking at the map and being on the land. It's like different. So when we want to talk about apple, we use knowledge. When we use map, we are all the time managing with knowledge, with ideas. So okay, let's use them because we got the language. We got some pointers, let's use them. But, I mean, are we really be walking on the map all the time? We will not. We will not. At some point, we will just leave the map. And we will be just walking on earth. This point is to lose this knowledge. And find freedom in there. So that then you might understand that it's really not about having some knowledge about it. Staying with the knowledge. Taken for a while and then lost.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Some stuff from the morning meditation, some experience. At one point it came to my mind this word, this expression what we use, that something in you knows, or something in you. We use this expression, that something in you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just realized, or just came to me another thought, that actually there is nothing in me. I mean, nothing particular, or
It's just symptoms.
nothing solid.
Yes.
And it was such a release to recognize this, that actually nothing solid, or nothing. There is nothing always in me.
Exactly. Great that you are speaking it loud. Great. Because once we say these things, it seems like there is you.
Yeah. Or
This you is solid. There is something solid in there.
yeah. Something that also then right now I just went further with this, and I think for me it's also about like probably I thought before that okay, I should have something in me always. But no, there is nothing always in me, and that's freedom also.
Yes. Great. Is anybody not knowing what is he talking about? Please raise your hands, because then I will explain it a little bit later. Seriously. Okay. Only one? Okay. But you want to continue something else?
Yeah, just one more thing. Also about also in the morning meditation, another thing that again we use this the mind, blah blah blah. The mind says, my mind do, my mind, and it's like it's also like the mind would be some object, or some especially an evil object. But I also realized that actually there is no mind like
There's
an object.
just symptoms.
It's just
Yes.
that I cannot show my mind,
Yes.
but we speak about it like we could show it.
Like with ego, yeah. Mind is just symptoms. Mind is thoughts. Yes? But what? Particular thoughts? No, all the thoughts. All of it, yeah? But it's nothing tangible. Nobody's seen it as something solid, ever.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes we hear some words, like some words are like loud in our ears. Like the word mind for you now, they are loud, and like there is something in this loudness. This loudness of some particular word speaks to us, but then you look at this and this come on, this is nonsense. This is nonsense. Yeah. Nobody ever saw mind. But we saw the symptoms, yes? There is a lot of symptoms inside. And the more we think this some symptom is strong, the more we kind of evoke this mind to existence. But this is uninvestigated. When it's investigated, it's clear. There is nothing like that. But I feel like explaining this once again, this whole concept of the mind.
Yeah, and one last thing, that's just an experience, again from the morning meditation. Probably it's connected to these recognitions that I felt like somehow my brain is shrinking, shrinking down, like not
melting down,
like sinking, like, and then just disappearing.
Nice. Let's share it with everyone now. Let's try to explain this one more thing last time. The mind thing, okay? I'll try to explain it one more time.
You mean this that the mind is like an
I'm just I will just do like a quick inquiry with everyone. Please do it with me.
So this recognition came that there is no mind like an object. It's just I don't know how to say words more about it. It's like clouds coming and going.
Exactly.
I cannot catch it and show it.
But isn't that interesting that these things are floating in our heads, and sometimes it feels so alive and real? Isn't that amazing? That these are just thoughts passing by, and we take them so seriously that it feels like a reality. It feels like there is somebody living in there. But I will try to explain this thing right now. Okay, so we are here sitting, like now, yes? And probably there is something inside. You probably experience something inside, which is trying to understand what's happening here. True or not? Yeah? You are trying, something is moving inside, analyzing maybe what I'm speaking, or analyzing what you think. So you capture some movement inside, no? So something is moving inside. How do we recognize? We see the sentences maybe, we see the words maybe. So right now, these things are coming and going. Where is our last thought? Where is the previous thought? And another thing, because we believe that something inside is navigating those thoughts. Yes? Who thinks like that, or who has this experience that he is navigating those thoughts? Okay. So you are navigating those thoughts. So let's wait and see a little bit. I want you to show me you who is navigating those thoughts. Inside, introduce yourself, the you who is not navigating those thoughts. Can you find inside you who is navigating those thoughts? Honestly, please don't believe anything you heard about spirituality, even anything you heard from me now. Forget everything. Forget everything, really. And let's make it fresh. Right now, show me you who is navigating those thoughts. Mm-hmm.
Néha nagyon erősen, aztán elmódolnak, rácsodálkozunk. I do this
hogy én csinálom ezt. Nem tudtam igazából látni.
Okay, okay.
Azt érzékelte, hogy én csinálom. Igen, ezt de azt nem tudtam meglátni.
Wait a second. Yes. Yeah, let's make it simple. Let's make it simple straight away, please.
Egyszerűsítsünk rögtön akkor.
Once again, there is thoughts,
Egyszer vannak a gondok,
and you believe there is you navigating those thoughts.
úgy hiszed,
And what Serena just said,
és amit most
she said,
mondott,
there is thoughts,
tehát ő is azt mondja, vannak gondolatok,
the thoughts are seen,
a gondolatokat lát,
and what comes next?
mi jön legközelebb,
It's another thought. It is me who sees the thoughts.
hogy én vagyok, aki látja a
It's
gondolatot.
just the same symptom.
Az is ugyancsak egy szimptóma,
Please check this out.
tünet. Kérlek, vizsgálj meg ezt.
This is very important, guys. This is the most important thing to really get it done.
Ez a legfontosabb.
Don't believe in anything what I said if you didn't check this one.
Semmiben is, amit eddig mondtam, ezt az egyet ellenőrizzük.
So that was a thought, and this one is a thought.
Ez is egy gondolat.
So Ramana Maharishi asked the question, who am I?
Kérdezzük meg, ki
And he said, stay with this question. Stay with this question.
őriz meg ezt a kérdést.
So first there is a question, who am I? This is thought, yes?
Az első kérdés egy gondolat, ki vagyok én?
And where is this you,
És hol van ez a te?
to whom this question even is asked?
Ez a kérdés neki van szegezve.
Where is this I?
Hol van ez az én?
Who is gonna, where is this true answer?
Hol van az igaz válasz erre?
Most of answer will be given to the mind.
A legtöbb választ az
But we are here to check if it's true. It's another thought. All of these things are just thoughts.
meg kell látnunk, hogy ez
So there is point, oh, it is me who hears the question, who am I?
és ez a válaszunk rá,
But summary, this is me who is listening to the question, who am I? It's another thought.
de az az én, aki hallgatja a kérdést,
Oh no?
ki vagyok én, az is egy gondolat. Ha megkérdezem, hogy ki vagyok én, akkor elkezdek eltűnni, és ez valahogy följön a felszínre.
But this is all interpretations.
Ez mind csak
This all is interpretation.
ezek csak értelmezések.
All of this, only in meditation and silence you can really catch these things.
És csöndben el tudod kapni ezt.
That this is a habit of saying about myself, that this question is about me.
Magamra, erről az énről.
We only can discover this really in silence.
Csak a csendben tudod felfedezni.
Or by the question, where is this I?
Vagy hogy megkérdezed, hogy hol van ez az én.
To whom this question even is?
Hogy még
Who
ez a
am I?
kérdés, hogy ki vagyok én, akinek föltettük, ez hol van.
When we say there is no person,
Hogyha azt
it's
mondod,
not
nincs
a
személy,
sentence to believe in.
ez nem egy vicc.
Guys, if you believe in this, you are crazy.
Hiszel, akkor
I'm not joking. If you really believe me and you are not checking this,
anélkül,
you are
hogy
like religious crazy people.
akkor egy ilyen bigott vallásos vagy.
This is not to believe at all.
Ezt nem kell elhinned, ez nem a hitről szól.
You have to go to the root to this, to see by yourself.
Ezekhez az alapokhoz és lásd meg.
Don't believe anything what was here said.
Semmit se.
Everything here is just directly checked and has to be directly checked. Once again, don't believe me. Once again, let's do it.
Még egyszer akkor csináljuk együtt.
So there is thoughts. You probably analyze what I'm speaking about.
Értelmezed, amit most mondok.
Probably there is some analyzing happening inside.
Történik az értelmezése a dolgoknak, amik elhangzanak.
And maybe there is your interpretation of the words happening also.
Megvan a saját verziód arról, amikor szól.
What is this your interpretation? If not
Értelmezésed,
another thought.
az is csak egy gondolat.
But who hears those thoughts which you are interpreting from me?
De ki hallgatja azokat a szavakat, amit te értelmezel.
Another reaction you have.
Ez is egy újabb reakció.
Are you the reaction?
Ha a reakció,
Another thought you have
még egy gondolat,
about what is here. Are you that thought?
te ez a gondolat.
Or you are conscious also of that thought? And if you are conscious of that thought, what does it mean?
Hogyha pedig tudatában vagy ennek észlelni,
By what are you conscious of that thought?
mi által vagy igazából
You can say, I am conscious of this, I am conscious of it. But whatever you say, you hear. And can you see that one?
Can I say something? It's for me. It's like I can try to turn the attention towards this way, towards me, but it's like catching the air. It's like a black hole. It's like there is nothing there.
You cannot catch this, and the mind tries to catch, but this is seen. All your noble interpretations are seen, all your knowledge is seen, all your wisdom is seen. So you know what we can do with it? You can just throw it away, because it says nothing about reality, nothing, zero. There is nothing in there. Even if you can repeat all what I say, or all what Guruji says, or all what any master says, and you can be super fluent about it. But see what it is, really. We have to meet this wall, really, to really see if there is an entity inside who is doing the thoughts. Because we take it for granted that the mind exists. We take it for granted. It appears in a thought form, but there's nothing independent in there, nothing.
Like there is no thinker because it's just body mind functioning, it's out of thinking. But how did it came? Because when I was a child and I didn't think, then how?
Can I say something which is symbol of this? It's like lines which is going through on each other and it's like one point.
Úgy néz ki, mintha egy pont van benne.
And if you're just observing the thoughts, start to disappearing, and all the thoughts disappear, there are no point there, just space.
Csak az űr maradott, hogyha az összes gondolat és az összes vonal eltűnik.
At some point of our life, when we were told by society and our parents, you by name or something, we took this you form, this me form. This is also thought. When mom told you, Serena, you. So this is you, only this is you. And then, this is this root. Me, this I is a root. Under-investigated root. And it feels like all of those thoughts we have, we think we are doing them, which is nonsense. They are being done by life. And really, please don't believe me, really, we have to try to find it. This is what I mean to face the truth. But you said you feel it, so it's a feeling. It's a feeling which you sometimes have and sometimes you don't have it. So we did it a moment ago with thoughts, but we have to do exactly the same with feelings, because we think we are feeling that this I feeling is me, but this is same. It is not permanent, this feeling of I. This subtle emotional feeling of myself. When I'm hurt, for instance, I am hurt. It's emotional body speaking only, nothing else.
sokkal élesebb, mint valaha is.
Like there is a fear that
Mikor lemennek vele,
I just don't want to see this because
nem akarom látni, mert
it's not me, then who am I?
ha
But you
én
see-
nem vagyok, akkor ki vagyok?
But you see what we are playing around with this. We don't have a serious attitude.
Ebből játszadozunk, de nincsen egy igazi...
We have to have a serious attitude.
Komolynak kell lenni ebben.
That's why I'm asking you, why are you for happiness? To have something, or you are guys for truth, to see what's going on in there?
Vagy pedig, hogyha
It is different.
akarod látni, hogy
It is completely different.
teljesen más.
The feeling is exactly has the same nature as thoughts,
Teljesen ugyanaz
coming and going.
a gondolatoknak.
This very intimate feeling of I, of myself, of me,
Nagyon intim érzés lehet,
is
hogy
also
ilyen
temporary.
ez is
It's not 24 hours
nem
a day with us,
velünk.
really. Yes, just a moment. Okay. It is not constant. And if you
Nem mindig van jelen.
if you don't believe me, please check this.
Ha nem hiszed,
Please check this. In the deep sleep, it is not there. There are moments during the day when we completely don't feel it. We are, for instance, looking at the horizon, or we are by the sea, and we are completely taken by nature, and this is not our experience.
teljesen elfelejtjük magunkat.
It is not our experience.
Ez nem a mi élményünk.
But maybe it's familiar to us, and it's so long with us that we taken this as myself.
Tehát amit mi nyilatkozunk ilyenkor, és megpróbálunk
So,
magunkról azt
When
hiszük, hogy mi
when we say we are not the thought, it has to be investigated. You are not the feeling. If have to be investigated to that extent,
az érzések,
that this
mégis
very intimate feelings has to be also taken on the table and seen for what it is.
érzetet is meg kell, hogy intimitást érzünk önmagunkkal.
Only then freedom happens, really. Freedom from those feelings.
A szabadság azt jelenti, hogy szabadnak lenni ezektől az
I was so attached to it, but when I see this is not me,
nagyon ragaszkodtam hozzá.
I don't have to make effort to leave it.
hogy
really.
látom mindezt.
I have, there is no effort to leave it. It's like, pff, oh, you're so beautiful, so beautiful. Pff,
Olyan gyönyörű vagy,
it's
gyönyörű
not
vagy.
true.
Nem igaz.
And it's just falling, the world is falling apart this way,
És ezzel
alone,
szét is esik önmagán.
with no force.
Ez a képzelet, erőfeszítés.
Exactly the same with states.
Ugyanez a helyzet az állapotokkkal.
We have this strong maybe desire for good state, for state of something, beautiful
Olyan
state.
állapotra való vágyunk, amit nagyon szeretnénk.
But did you ever experience one state for the whole your life?
Volt-e bármilyen állapot, ami mindvégig...
Is it your experience?
egész életünkben volt-e ilyen, hogy ezt a
Peace,
békesség,
happiness,
boldogság,
misery, all the time misery, non-stop misery?
boldogság volt minden
No,
pillanat?
I don't believe it's
Nem
true.
hiszem, hogy ez így.
So again, it is just clarity, seeing,
A magam
meeting truth,
tisztán
no belief here, nothing,
nem kell a-
zero.
Nem kell a hitet használni. Csak láss vissza.
Then we can connect. Oh my God, even if this enlightenment
Tudunk kapni.
was with me for 3 years,
Csak ez a megvilágosodás velem volt.
I don't feel it now.
De,
So it has to tell me something deeper.
de hogyha nem érzem már, akkor valami mélyeknek kell lennie.
Another thing, our personality.
A személyiségünk.
Is it something stable? You had always the same personality?
Mindig az a személyiség,
Or you are shaped by the wind non-stop?
vagy olyan, mint hogyha a szél fújna el,
You meet
valaki
people,
változtál.
you absorb them.
Valakivel
You meet countries, you absorb them. The earth, everything.
Minden magadba szívsz.
And are you this exactly same personality whole your life?
Ugyanaz a személyiség volt egész.
Probably there is some changes. So how can we take it so real?
Hogyan tudod elfogadni valóságként és tényként?
This is a self-inquiry. When we are like,
Ez a szemvizsgálat.
really there is no belief in self-inquiry.
Nem kell hinni.
There is no noble truth in this, just facing the reality.
Nincsen
Nothing
nem
else.
Csak szenvedézni a valósággal. Ennyi.
That was with me also about the feelings, like
Velem is így volt az érzések kapcsán.
especially good feelings in satsang. Because after a while,
Kellemes érzések így.
after a while in everyday life,
amikor mindennapi életben
I understood that okay, feelings come and go, and then it's okay. But the feelings in satsangs, they are
They are
important.
the best. Crème de la crème.
fontos, hogy a világi életbe töltenek, de a szatszang
And then, of course, I try to catch it and prolong it,
meg akartam hosszabbítani,
but it doesn't work.
itt tartani.
Thanks God, to be honest.
Köszönöm
Because
Istennek, hogy ez így
Thank God, to be honest. Really fantastic.
gyönyörű, csodálatos.
Because this is not a thing itself.
Mert ez maga is egy tárgy.
This feeling in satsang is outcome of clarity, but not a thing itself.
Tisztán, tisztaságnak a következménye.
It's like, again, there is pointer here, and this happiness comes from the pointer. It's not about happiness.
Az útmutatás
But
végén van.
our mind
De az elmélet
can only catch something.
csak el tud kapni
So,
valamit. Tehát,
It catches this.
úgyhogy elkapja ezt.
And of course, this is nice.
És ez
And we want nice, we don't want bad.
szeretjük a jó dolgokat, nem szeretjük a rosszat.
And then again, if we will not again take a cold shower,
Úgyhogy bemegyünk a hibába.
we will be a little bit miserable. Oh,
Megint nyomorultan érezzük magunkat.
I wish I was in satsang
Látjuk,
retreat
szatszangban lehetni
all the
minden,
time.
mindig ott
Why the
lenni.
life is so hard, or some variation of that. But then cold shower. Why?
Megzuhan. Miért?
Where is this?
Hol van ez?
And in 1 second, it's all gone.
És egy másodperc is szeretetfosztott.
And then you finally find yourself, oh my God, I'm home and I feel blissful.
Hol vagyok? Megérkeztem.
And I feel at home.
Üdvösséget érzek. Úgy érzem, hogy vége otthon van.
So once again going back to the question,
Vissza a kérdéshez.
what does it mean that we cannot find this I, this me inside?
Az, hogy nem tudjuk meg.
What does it
azt
mean?
én legbelül. Ennek mi a
It
jelentősége?
means
Azt jelenti,
that all problems disappear
hogyha ez nincs, akkor a
because
problémák
all of them,
eltűnnek mind.
I'm not making it up, all of them belong to this I,
Mindegyik
to this
ezzel
I
kapcsolódik.
identity.
Ez az én.
All of them,
Tehát, hogyha ez az én nincs, akkor a probléma.
all your questions,
Az összes kérdésed is eltűnik.
everything.
Minden. Mindig kapcsolódik az énhez.
So it's like there is a big tree of myself. I am sitting here as the big tree. Look at me.
Nézd rám,
I'm
hatalmas
great.
vagyok.
And and you go for satsang,
Nem
And
egy
you-
szakra,
or there is ripeness for satsang, for something like that. And it's like, cutting the tree
elkezdnénk fűrészrelni,
at the root. It's a cutting. Cutting.
vágjuk,
And then when it's cut, when you cut this eye, because you see non-existence of it,
látjuk a nem létezését.
these all problems, all of it is just gone.
Minden probléma vele együtt.
And then, when it comes back, sometimes it might be,
Ha visszajön,
you just go back to this clarity. Where is this I?
tisztaságba, és megkérdezed, hol van ez az én?
And you might find yourself a lot of noise around it, a lot of talking inside.
Csomó beszéd van benned, hangok.
But then you look for where is this I to whom it belongs? Where is it? Can I see it? No, I just see mess of thoughts.
Nem egy káosz van,
Or maybe very, very great, I don't know, great map of thoughts, let's say.
egy óriási tér.
But to whom does it belong?
Gondolatokból.
Whose are they?
Képelsz,
Who is the real owner? Who is the one who give it a light?
ki az, aki a fényt adja
And
neki,
another question, is he really interested in them?
és valójában érdekli őt.
Is he really interested in them? Not whatsoever. At some point he's exhausted.
Néha
Thank you.
elfárad, és azt mondja, hogy köszönöm, elég volt.
Only when it's necessary, like for fun or for some practical things.
Valamiért ez praktikus dolgok miatt kell, vagy szórakozás miatt.
So it's death of imagination, death of expectation, death of past, death of future, death of myself.
Az elvárásoknak, az önmagamra alkotott képnek.
It's like real meaning of the crucifixion. It's death. It's completely death. But look, the body is living, all is fine.
A test jól van,
But who is navigating this body?
de ki irányítja ezt a testet.
And also, it's not in contrast with something which is already here. Let's say personality.
Ami már itt van, tehát a személy.
The universe has no problem with it. Can you imagine that?
Nincs problémája a személy.
No problem with this whatsoever. Like, what's the problem with this flower to look this way? I don't see a problem here. I don't see a problem there. I just sometimes see lack of clarity, nothing else.
Hogy hiányzik a tisztánlátás.
But it's coming. It's coming.
De jön.
But then when we say that the mind is a tool,
Ha azt mondjuk, az elmegy,
then that can be also tricky.
Or you
in
can
a
say
way.
the thought is tool, you know?
Mm.
You can use everything. Actually, if we are very smart,
nagyon okos vagy, és
if we are very smart, we can use anything in the world to wake up.
a világban arra eszközként
Anything. It can be thought, it can be the pillow, it can be wind,
a szél,
it can be somebody.
valaki,
It's enough to wake up.
ez elég rossz.
Because, okay, I see you,
Látlak téged,
I see you.
látlak téged,
From where do I see you?
honnan látlak téged,
What sees him?
mi látja őt,
How come?
hogyan
How come?
hogyan.
I would even think that I am him, actually.
Lehet, hogy azt hiszem,
It's more
hogy
truth.
vagyok. Lehet, hogy ez még igazabb.
Everything what I see, I am.
Minden, amit látok, én vagyok.
Why not?
Miért nem?
Actually, why not?
Miért is nem?
Why am I only this? Because I see everything.
Hiszen mindent látok.
It's crazy.
Teljesen őrültség.
This eyes, or this what's behind those eyes, sees everything.
Szemek mögött áll.
So what tells me that I'm only this?
Mi mondja nekem azt, hogy én
I see the same way this as this,
ugyanúgy látom ezt,
but there is more symptoms here only.
itt több érzet van.
It's crazy.
Teljesen őrültség.
We got a lot of mess, huh? We have to just take it out.
Csomó zavarodottság van. Csak
Thank you. Somebody is doing great success. Oh my God, I'm so good. Wow, I'm great.
Magával, én szuper vagyok, nagyon jó vagyok, ügyes vagyok.
Somebody achieving such a success. Oh, fantastic! I did well today.
Jól csináltam ma tényleg.
Everything is like that.
Minden így van.
Why we separate? Why do we separate the picture? Why do we cut it?
Szép a képlet. Hol vágjuk?
This from this separateness, so much misery comes.
A szeparáltságból, ebből a különvállásból annyi szenvedés gyökerezik.
Are you getting closer to what I'm trying to point?
Kezditek érezni, hogy hol mutogatok? Miért jön akkor mégis ez az érzés? Tisztul, mélyül, tisztán lesz, és akkor megjelenik a félelem.
I didn't understand the question. Please come.
So why is it like when every time when it's not like goes deeper, but it's getting more clear, then fear comes, then fear comes, then fear comes, and it seems to block.
Because we put our attention not in the right place. Only. Because the attention is not in the right place. When we look at these things, there will be more. when you will be looking into the world will come just all the time. I don't know how long this series gonna last.
Nem tudom, meddig fog tartani akkor.
When we are interested in this, it will be happening.
Ha érdekel minket, akkor meg is fog történni. Tápláljuk.
Just, guys, I think I'm gonna quit Satsang. I'm gonna go for meditation. Honestly, I'm not joking.
Lehet, hogy abba hagyom a Satsang.
I'm gonna say to people, you know, you just sit.
Annyi lesz,
You just sit.
üljünk,
You just sit all day,
ülj egész
and another day, and another day, and you just sit.
csak ülj.
You know what I mean? I mean that this navigation is useless. Don't look there, because you will produce the world.
Mert ezzel legyártjuk magunknak a világot.
Forcing myself to stay doing nothing, and it will show everything by itself. Why?
Miért?
My energy doesn't even go to answer this question, because it will be answer for the mind. I will use the mind to answer this question.
Fogja megválaszolni ezt a kérdést.
Seriously.
Tényleg?
And this like consoling answer, which like you know, will do something little bit to us,
Olyan,
but it doesn't get to the root of yourself.
de ahelyett, hogy oda mennénk a gyökeréhez, az
We don't need like you know, we don't need that.
nem kell,
We-
hogy simogassanak.
We better don't take it, because it's prolonging of our suffering actually.
Mert igazából végső soron ez csak meghosszabbítja a szenvedésünket.
It's finding time. I wish you guys finding time in your life where you can just
Időt, azt kívánom,
sit
hogy az életetekben legyen annyi időtök, hogy csak üljetek,
and try not to be too involved with this, and then the truth will be revealed by itself.
Az igazság önmagától meg fogja mutatni magát.
When I look at my suffering, the suffering just goes on.
A szenvedést, és oda-vissza
The why I will find,
igazából csak táplál,
to be honest,
és csak folytatódik.
I can find million of explanation why,
Még nem találtam rá magyarázatot.
but it doesn't satisfy me, this answer.
Találtam rá magyarázatot,
And it doesn't satisfy you, this answer neither.
téged sem eléged.
It doesn't. You don't want this answer.
Nem akarod ezt a választ tudni, te sem.
Little bit,
Picit talán.
like little bit. You want to be done with those answers.
Mit tehetnénk ezekkel a válaszokkal?
I mean, or leave them alone. Just have the real focus there every time.
Csak hagyjuk a fókuszunkat, a figyelmünket ott, ahol kell.
I could try to make it up something, but already about when I think about saying something about this, I'm getting tired.
Belekezdnék egy ilyen...
I'm already thinking, oh my God, I have to make up something.
Kitaláljuk meg valamit elfáraszt.
I was just thinking how to
Azon gondolkodtam,
nurture that
hogyan
without-
táplálni ezt, anélkül,
not feeling the fear or
hogy anélkül, hogy félelem.
focusing
Leave your
on fear.
body alone, really. Leave the body alone. Leave the body alone,
Hagyjad csak békén azt a testet.
and you know, just go to the clarity every time, and leave the body alone. Whatever it will be doing,
Bármit csináltok.
it has the right to do what is conditioned to do, but you are not the conditioning. It has rights to do what is conditioned to do to the rest of its life,
Hogy csinálja, amit kondicionál csak a régi.
but it doesn't describe you, this conditioning, really. You see this.
Fogja leírni téged.
It is not you.
Ez nem te vagy.
I mean, it is a little bit of yours,
Egy kicsit a
tiny
tiéd,
bit,
egy nagyon
tiny,
picit,
tiny.
egy nagyon pirinyót.
when the mind doesn't get any food, you know.
No food.
Nem jut élethez,
Starving.
éhez.
Starving for some love.
Kis szeretetért éhezik.
Love is not given.
Nem kap szeretetet.
Zero love.
Nulla szeretet.
And then,
És akkor
I mean, you know, guys, what's happening on the retreats with me?
tudjátok, mit
Okay,
történik
you
ezzel?
can handle this on the retreat. But it's in Poland. It's like this. You can handle me talking like this on the retreats, and it's okay. And you even like it sometimes.
Így szoktam beszélni az elben.
But what's happening home? Oh my God!
De egyszer, ami történt otthon,
People are going home,
az emberek hazamentek,
and after a week,
egy hét múlva,
how dare she?
hogy mondhatta?
How dare she saying like this?
Hogy mondhatom ilyet?
How dare she?
Hogy meg.
And it's like, it comes shrinking, like separation, never coming back there again. I hate her. I cannot even look at her.
Rá se akarok nézni.
But it's also just it might happen even for some of you. Don't worry, because it's just a reaction of the mind. It might be like that. But every time you feel yourself shrinking into something, it is always the mind.
Akkor az biztos, hogy az elme.
Always.
Mindig.
It is not your friend.
Ő nem a barát.
This thing is never your friend.
Ez a dolog, ez nem a te barátod az elme.
Thank you.
I would think of I'm just kidding.
Köszönöm, majd gondolkodom rajta, csak vicceltem.
I just come to support you a little bit, Nitya.
Oh, thank you
Yes,
so much.
What I see, you try to underline every time here that
Amit látok, hogy
your own experience is crucial, is a turning point.
a saját élménye
Yeah.
az a forduló.
Julia, during interviewing me, asked me what is my message to the world, and I answered her that repeated Muji after Muji that you don't need to worry about anything at all,
Nem kell aggódnod,
but this is the finish,
de ez a vége.
yeah? The result
Az
of
vége,
experiencing what we are talking about.
hogy
Yeah.
megtapasztalod.
And I understand your state of being tired, because if we will
I'm not tired.
No,
I'm
no,
not tired.
I'm joking a little bit.
Mhm.
You know, such a discussion, because there is no message.
Nincsen üzenet.
There is no message.
No message.
No message. Yes, life
Az élet
includes this message.
minden
is
benne van, ez az
In life, this message is already included.
az üzenet
Yeah,
végben
because
az életben.
we've got such a nature that
Természet
what we hear, we forget easily.
rögtön
Yeah.
elfelejtjük.
The most clever words, 5 minutes later, gone. Yes, and then what we see, for example, this meeting, we will remember what we see, but what we experience,
Az arra emlékszik,
we will understand.
de amit megélünk,
Understanding is,
azt értem.
yes, and my private story about spirituality was quite long, but the turning point happened when I started really deeply investigated. Yeah?
Elkezdtem igazából mélyen kutatni,
And now I feel free,
és most szabad érzem
and
magam.
and it is impossible to describe this state. It's a tiny difference, but huge.
Különbség, de mégis ez a kis
Yes,
különbség
yes, and
óriási.
that's why there is no chance.
Ezért nincs esély.
There is no chance to change your life and be alive finally without experiencing. In other words, you can ask, you can call your spirituality hobby as a cappuccino spirituality, talking at the coffee, yeah, with coffee about spirituality endlessly. Yeah.
Did you
That's-
done that?
Until before I was expert in talking about spirituality. It was my hobby, and I read some books, not all of them. Yes, and I enjoyed. I enjoyed deeply. Many people listen to me. Wow, with wow effect. Yes, but later on I become tired, and yes. and I lost interest, continuing. Yes, and in this year, that's why this, let me say, stopping process, like Satsang, give you this opportunity, a chance. Maybe for many of us, 5 days is not enough. For me was, I didn't count it, but sometimes it takes long time, a few months, to see clearly what is permanent and what is temporary. And that's all. That's all. Yeah.
That's all.
Yes.
Really, that's all. Thank you.
I want to connect to this point because I see this. I see this. You come from this null point. And you search, you search, you search, you search. You don't understand. You read thousands of books, and I have the feeling that I don't know whether we have to lose ourselves, but something has to happen where I had to lose everything. My marriage, my family, everything that I thought, yes, that was I who did it. I'm so proud of. And you can't tell this, no. So yeah. Everything that happened to me was such a thing that somebody inside was very proud of. Yeah. But
the biggest proud can come from enlightenment.
And at that point, if you had asked me, or you had told me you are very proud of it, I would have told, no, you are not right. So I want to express that I didn't see this, that this I is not there. So there had to happen this big loss in my life where I stayed one morning in a tent in the rain in Austria, and nothing was there. Everything that I had built up was away.
Great.
Yes. And first, I was very sorry of
myself. Poor me.
Yeah. But
me too. I was like that.
And then one morning, I was coming out of my tent, and I was teaching people coming from Afghanistan, and I was very sorry because they had a home, but I was living in a tent. And from Afghanistan and Pakistan, yes, in Austria. And it was 2016. And I came out of my tent, and I looked at the sky. Something happened that I have everything in this small tent, and I can't explain this, but it was something that I had to realize that this I that wanted to have something has everything without anything. This I is not there, so, and this is only what I experience is can be happy without having anything. So and words are not enough to express this. But yeah, this was the point. So that is why I think that I was reading more than 10 years books about this, but I couldn't understand what. But I thought that I understand something.
Yes. Yes.
But this point I can't tell you what happened there, but something deep, that this happiness which comes.
Yeah,
from
but
the
to be honest, guys, it is very, very simple. It is very, very simple. And I agree, my experience also confirmed this way, but it's not a religion. Please don't copy me. Please, I don't recommend that through suffering you have to wake up. It's not a must, really. It's not a must that you have to wake up through suffering. I was also miserable, and I was the biggest victim of the whole world for a while. I think I brought all the misery on myself, and I was pitying myself all the time. And I really felt all world left me. And then there was like leaving this. But what I wanted to say, please, don't take this kind of experience as a must for you. Because it's not necessary. To be honest, what is necessary, really, just to sit at some point and to inquire this. What is permanent in me and what is not? And spend some time on this quote of who am I and this, and you don't need suffering for that, really. I don't recommend. You can. It's a good lesson also, but it's not must. Thank you. Because you know, we love the suffering stories. We love even to tell about them later on. I have such a good stories that I even wrote a book. I have a good one. Really, I recommend you to read my book, you know? And you know what? People are reading my book. And sometimes I'm happy for that. And sometimes I think, shit, what did I done? What have I done? Then they come to me and they say me like this. Look, you had such a great experiences. You had this feelings of samadhi. You had this feeling, you know, I never had that. And I don't know how to reach their brain to say that it is not necessary, that this is not a must. They don't believe me. They still don't believe me. They want to copy my life. So it has to have the stage of the stages which I had. But please don't copy anybody. There is some similarities in us as human beings. But I mean, look at everybody is a bit different. You don't you write your own script. Don't read my script. What is important in this book or in other books is the pointing. But what we take the picture. Forget the picture. It's not about my behavior. It's not about my knowledge. Okay.
Újra csak ahhoz tudok visszatérni, amit múltkor mondtam neked.
I have to return to the same thing that I was sharing with you the last time.
A legelső Satsang.
On the first Satsang.
És akkor mondtál valamit.
At that Satsang you told me something.
What did I say?
Mit mondtam? Emlékeztes.
azt mondtam, hogy ez nagyon egyszerű.
I said that it's very easy. You said it? Te mondtad, vagy ő mondta? Okay. He said that it's very easy.
Igazából nem mondtam mást.
I didn't say else.
Erre mondtál valamit.
And your reaction was something to this.
Valami olyasmit, nem tudom szó szerint visszaidézni, mert
I cannot quote you exactly, but it was something like this.
azt hiszem 2018-as volt ez.
It was 2018, maybe this satsang I'm talking about.
De valami olyasmi hangzott el, hogy úgy látom, hogy ez valóban
Úgy látom,
meg fogod
hogy
érteni tisztán. Nem tudom szó szerint visszaadni, ahogy mondtad. De a lényeg ez volt.
so still it's just that I cannot quote it exactly,
Okay.
but it's gonna be something like that what you said.
Én próbálkoztam sok mindennel, köztük az önvizsgálattal.
I tried many things. Mit mondott pontosan, azt már mondtad? Hogy ő mit mondott? So I tried many things, also the self-inquiry.
Nem tudtam szó szerint idézni.
I couldn't quote you exactly, but what was, mi volt az idézet akkor?
Hogy úgy látom, hogy meg fogod érteni.
Aztán. So you said that I see that you're gonna see it clearly. Something like this was what you replied.
Nem szó szerint. Nem emlékszem,
Not word
mit
by
mondtál
word, but
pontosan.
this is how I remember it.
Tehát az önvizsgálattal próbálkoztam.
So I tried the self-inquiry.
És valahogyan ez nem volt számomra igazán járható út.
It wasn't a path that was really good for me.
What?
It wasn't a path that was suitable for me.
Okay, self-inquiry wasn't a path. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Aztán valahogyan a kezembe akadt egy cikk abból a könyvből, ami ott van.
Somehow I read an article from this book that stands there.
Robert Adams Szincsány. És valami, mint egy kis dominó, nem dominó, hanem hogy mondják ezt. Kirakós. Puzzle.
So yeah, like a puzzle, something clicked in.
This is what you wanted to share, yeah?
Ezt szeretted volna megosztani, vagy van még valami esetleg?
Ez az önátadás, az, amiről szeretném, hogyha
The
megosztanál pár
surrender of the self, to really give yourself into it. If you can share a couple of thoughts about that or some words about it.
About surrendering?
A megadásról?
Igen.
Yeah, about how to surrender yourself.
Something new? No, it's not new. I mean, I'm trying to all the time to point it. Surrender is understanding. Acceptance is understanding. It's not a. It's not a way to do it. When there is understanding, the surrender naturally happens. But it's not surrender on your mind terms. Surrender, it's acceptance of what is. And it just naturally happens with understanding of satsang. It's there is nothing else actually. There is nothing else. There is no like here we can do, here we can do, here we no. Actually, just get clear the message of who am I, of what is permanent, what is not. Then, when you are clear about it, from this clarity, you don't have to do acceptance. It's just the outcome. It's just natural outcome. And there is nothing to do more, because then you will evoke mind to do something else. will be too much. Really? To be honest, I know only this working. I know only this working, and I don't believe in anything else. All other kind of explanation or all other practices I could give you, it would postpone this clarity only. So if you hear me, you understand that I'm pointing about this non-stop at this retreat. Non-stop.
Igen.
Igen. Yes.
De lehetséges anélkül.
Is it possible without?
Pont a könyvben is van egy ilyen rész, ha ez túl sok, úgymond.
There is also a part in the book.
Akkor ott van ez önátadás.
There is this giving up the self.
Giving up the self.
És valamilyen módon ezt.
But giving up the self, guys, it's too complicated for me. Giving up the self, even if giving up the self naturally happens with the self-inquiry which will be made. When the self-inquiry is made, the giving up of the self is just a natural outcome. There is no special giving up the self. There is no special movement of giving up the self.
Akkor ez félreérthető volt. Tehát,
it was misunderstandable.
Félreérthetően fogalmaztam.
Maybe I made a mistake by putting it into
But
words.
What do you want? Tell me what is
Mi az, amit
your,
pontosan akarsz, azt fogalmazd
Nincs ilyen
meg.
szándék, hogy feladni.
There's no intention to give up.
Valahol egyszer hallottam
I
tőled.
heard once from you.
Ez a figyelemnek az elpihenése, pihentetése. Nem tudom, hogy jól emlékszem erre.
The calming or resting of the attention, resting of the attention.
What with this resting of attention? With the self-inquiry made, the resting of attention also happens. It's just like, I'm speaking right now about the core. I'm speaking right now directly from the core, only there. And I know I said also many other things which are pointing there. And somehow your attention wants to go to some details there about it. A little bit. Just be with me, fully present now, okay? Because it's really the understanding gives you everything. The full understanding gives you all the answers. Because I cannot surrender something which I will see eventually that it doesn't exist. I cannot surrender something which eventually doesn't exist. Let's leave it for now, like this. Let's leave it like this, and you please listen to the satsang once again. Okay?
Szerintem félreérthetően fogalmaztam.
It feels for me that maybe I used the wrong words.
No, you didn't use the wrong words. You didn't use the wrong words. So what is lacking, or what do you want? Tell me. If it's understood, it is understood. So I feel something, so tell me what it is, exactly.
Úgy érzem, hogy valamit szeretnél, de akkor fogalmazd meg egész pontosan, mi az.
Voltak bizonyos visszaigazolások arra, hogy ez jó.
I had certain things that assured me that this is good. That was giving me the impression that it's good.
If it felt for you,
hogyha te így érezted, hogy ez neked jó.
And it was giving you a relief.
És hogyha ez neked felszabadulást jelentett az elmétől, akkor biztosan jó volt. Igen?
Yes? Valahogy megosztani veled.
Ezt szerettem. I wanted to share this with you.
Mm-hmm. To ask something or to...
Hogy kérdezz valamit, vagy...
Or you want me to ask if it's good for you?
Vagy azt szeretnéd, hogy megkérdezzem, vagy elmondjam neked, hogy ez jó-e neked?
Tehát, hogyha a hálaérzet megjelenik.
If I feel grateful and it's present, this
az
gratefulness.
Az könyv elején vannak. 3.
The compassion that is in this book, the same book in the beginning.
Then great.
Tehát, hogyha ezek megjelennek, akkor
if these come,
what?
Compassion. If these come, compassion.
Great. Great.
Igen.
Ez jó.
Tehát csak ezt szerettem volna veled megosztani.
I wanted to share only this with you.
That reading this book gives you this impression also, yes? Great.
Hogy ez a könyv ilyen dolgokat hoz föl benned.
Then keep it with you for a while.
Tartsd magadnál akkor ezeket egy ideig, ezeket az érzéseket.
If it's doing its job.
Hogyha elvégzik a munkájukat neked, hasznosak számodra.
There is something which speaks to you there, apparently, yes?
Valami beszél hozzád akkor ezekből.
Érdekes a nem tudás, meg a nyitottság.
There is the not knowing and the openness.
Ezekről beszélgettem.
I was talking about these
emberekkel.
With people.
Amikor elmével próbálok megválaszolni valamit, akkor az szinte mindig ott valami zavar van.
So when I try to answer something with my mind, there's always coming some confusion with it.
Yes, for sure.
Ez teljesen így van.
És a másik dolog, ami úgymond visszaigazolás.
The other thing that needs some feedback, or it's a feedback for me.
Az, hogy nem gondolkodom abszolút ezeken a szavakon.
Okay, so it's a feedback for me that I'm not thinking about these
Nincs
words.
gondolkodás a szavakon.
There is no thinking before the words.
Tehát a szavak csak megjelennek.
The words, they just appear.
Ebből a nem tudásból.
From the not knowing.
Anélkül, hogy megelőzni egy gondolkodási folyamat.
Without there would be a thinking process.
They are just happening, yes?
They csak megtörténnek, igaz?
Igen. Igen.
Yes.
Okay. How are you guys? Fire ceremony? One more question, yes? Yeah. Come back and be, because I don't hear you.
So, just clarification.
Yes.
So the mind is like boom, 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 just saying and showing and feeling and these things. It doesn't like the whole thing, you know.
It doesn't like the whole thing?
Yeah. So it's just, and I also can see the one who who's afraid the mind and its feelings and stories and these things, like the whole horror. So what I do is just from moment to moment, I just choose the
non-engagement with this.
Just to look forward, because this is not what I want. I know what I want, and just from moment to moment to choose this.
To choose what?
To choose the self.
Yes. The self which is not findable, non-describable, cannot be catched as experience, as nothing. Yeah. Yeah, and the mind will be dancing on all possible ways. The mind, be prepared, will be dancing on all possible ways. But you have to be smarter. Just smarter. And you know, most of the people who are doing meditation or self-inquiry, it is like, you know, it is just on the surface. We do it a little bit on the surface. So, for instance, it means we see, oh, I noticed the thoughts, this is enough. Okay. And this is enough. I'm not talking about you. But I'm saying general. We have to get into the core of this every time. So this is seen, but also we have to catch the interpretator of what is seen, and to clearly distinct it inside. This is another thought. And wait a moment. To this interpretation of the thought is linked a feeling inside of the body often. There is a link in there sometimes. You also notice, I didn't feel that 2 hours ago. There was no this feeling 2 hours ago. Yesterday was not exactly the same. So I'm discriminating in this moment. This is a reaction machine. This body mind is a reactive machine. And we cannot take this reactive machine as ourselves. Because if we are taking this machine as ourselves, there is blame, shame, guilt, all possible problems of the earth, or humans' problems. It doesn't mean, please understand this, that you will stop feeling the body. You will feel the body. Because we want it or not, this, till the rest of this life, will be our main object to observe, to experience, the most. But still, we have a capacity really to recognize that we experience this through something else as the mind. Because the mind is seen, the thoughts are seen, the interpretations are seen, the body is seen, the feelings are seen, the screens are seen, the world is seen. So by this I can recognize I'm none of these things. And this knowledge gives peace. This knowing gives peace. This knowing gives rest. It's not about really that this body is on the spiritual journey and comes on Satsang, and this body on the spiritual journey overcome a lot of suffering in their life and gain a lot of spiritual knowledge, and now it comes to the final teaching, final great teaching, direct path, and I am gonna get there myself. So I am enlightened as this body mind. I know how it is. I can tell you how it is with consciousness. I can tell you everything. I can tell you everything. I'm very smart. I'm very clever. I'm very wise. I can show you also my body, very gymnastic-wise, very good. It also shows something that I'm really there. Yes? But how come? It's not possible. If this object is seen and perceived, and my cleverness is seen, my trickiness is seen, my wisdom is seen, all of it. Is it mine? Then, am I this reflection? Only? This is me? But I see only you guys. I see everything. Can I take a pride of myself? Or guilt on myself? Or anything? No, I'm done with this. Thank you. There is no success here. And no bigger than or smaller than anywhere on the world, to be honest. I cannot get enlightened. It's not possible. It's gonna be always fake. Always. It's gonna be always made up fake. And you, when you'll be wiser, you will just see it. You will smell it from far. I'm free when I'm free from that. When there is freedom from that, when there is not taking this as, I'm not, that I'm so greedy that I deserve happiness. I'm so great, that I really deserve this happiness. And you look at me, I'm sitting here. This is what our brains imagines. This is what our mind just crazy imagines. But this is all fake. It's freedom from the mind. It's freedom from this identity, from taking this to be enlightened, to know something. I know it has nice, clever capacities to understand something, but this is not it. The knower of it is something much greater. And I trust there. I don't know why I'm trusting this. And I know this really works. The trust there works. And I only can teach this, can point there. Nothing else works for me. And I deep down know that it works for all of you. You just have to want this. Okay. Thank you. Good satsang, huh? Or not? Good? We are the only creatures in the world who like to take this. Who enjoys to take this, Because if I go like this, and if I speak like this, in different crowd, that would be madness. So you already have some distance towards yourself, which is great. There is some distance. You don't take yourself too seriously, otherwise you'll be upset. Emptier, emptier, emptier. Yes. I mean, it seems like a retreat is finishing and it's getting serious now.
Olyan, mint hogyha most már kezd véget érni az elvonás, és most már tényleg komoly lenne.
Good, I'm happy.
De ennek örülök.
Meditációban
In the meditation,
úgy az elme nem fogható meg. Nincs elme.
I cannot grab the mind because there is no mind.
És az elme észleli a világot.
And the mind sees the world or perceives the world.
És ez így felismerődött. Olyan, mint hogyha
And I could see this.
kiradíroz
Like I erased.
volna, vagy kitördődött
Something
volna.
was erased by this.
És így hirtelen, boom!
All of the sudden I got this.
Szívem nagyon dobog azóta is.
My heart is
Csak
still beating
arra
so
tudok
fast.
gondolni, hogy erre, hogy végtelen.
Megismét.
Remegek.
I'm shaking.
De ha nincs elme, akkor hogyan?
If there is no mind, then how?
Hogy gondolod?
Then how? What?
How can I think?
Thinking simply happens.
Gondolkodás önmagától lezajlik.
It simply happens.
Csak történik magától.
This is a body.
Ez a test.
This body is just a reactive machine, you know. Even if we look at animals, they are also reacting, no?
Ők is csak reagálnak.
We have, on top of this like emotional reaction, we have also intellectual reactions. Also, they are reactions. We have, animals has reactions, you know, when they leave, no, and we as human beings, we have reactions as well. On top of that, we have intellectual reactions also, and the intellectual
egy tapasztalat.
possibilities.
Szóval.
Csomó más lehetőségek ütöznek. Tehát van intellektuális reakciók is.
Yeah.
So, what is exactly your question?
Van kérdésed esetleg?
Nincs.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, this moment of seeing of not the mind is very important, and very often it is causing some kind of shock in us. Shock. It might be like really shock to notice this. If it's really noticed, then it's deep. If it's really noticed, it's deep and it is life-changing. It is life-changing. It is life-changing completely. Honestly, I'm not joking. When it is really seen. When I saw it, I thought I was like, oh my God. I was shocked.
Szívem az dobog. Megnézed?
What?
My heart wants to jump out. Do you want to check it?
Yeah, but also why, you know, I was wondering some time ago, why is that this is such a strong reaction in us? And I feel it's not only psychological reaction. It's not only psychological reaction, but it's also biological reaction. It is like a biological reaction, you know. It is this body doesn't have naturally this knowledge somehow. We have to adjust to it again. And it will be completely adjusted. That there is no owner of this body independent. That the independent mind doesn't exist. And this still functions very well.
Mikor meditálok,
When I meditate,
deep, mélyebb,
deep. No, you know, no.
Kitördődik minden, és
Everything is erased and gone.
végtelen minden.
Everything
Ez
is
vagyok.
spacious,
Abban a pillanatban
limitless.
a testem,
At this moment, my body,
mint hogyha
like
valamit beszedtem volna.
Like I had taken some drugs. Like body is like I have taken some drugs.
It's okay.
The reaction from my body.
Don't bother. It's okay. It's okay. Just don't be bothered by anything, guys. Don't be bothered by anything what the bodies will be doing. It will be again the attention misplaced. Don't. Even when this is discovered, don't focus on the mind. Don't focus on the body. It's all okay. Thank you. I wanted to give you the exercise for the end, but I don't feel like doing it, to be honest. I'm sorry. Because it's a little bit mindy. It's a tiny bit mindy, and we have such a good satsang now, and I would not like to change this energy for writing letter. Okay? You forgive me this? We can do it maybe sometime. But maybe not today. Guys, I really wish you nothing than just checking this, what I'm talking about. Really not believing me, but really checking this. This is my wish for you guys. And if I was saying to choose one thing the most important in life, really, there is nothing greater than this checking. I mean, I have only my experience to compare, but still, I say it with a strong willpower, because I know it is like that for every human being.
Szóval csak szeretném megosztani, hogy meg igazából
I would like to share this with you now.
Tisztázni, hogy ez egyáltalán egy elme tapasztalás volt, vagy
and to make it
láttam
clear
valamit.
that this was seen from the mind or it was clarity from in the seeing.
A legelső meditáción,
In the first meditation,
után, illetve hát akkor
at that time,
megláttam azt, hogy tényleg a gondolatok, tehát ha minden gondolatot kidobok,
I seen that if I throw out all the thoughts,
nem fogadom a gondolatokat,
I'm not taking in the thoughts,
akkor valóban ennyi a szabadság, tehát hogy ennyi lenne.
That's all that it takes to get freedom.
You are not buying none of them, and then it's peace.
Tehát nem veszed meg őket, és akkor ott a béke.
És ott volt valaki, vagy valami,
And there was someone or something,
ami talán az a magasabb intelligencia, amiről beszéltél.
I would say that you also said this higher intelligence
ami láttad,
that can see,
ami látta ezeket a gondolatokat,
that can see all these thoughts,
és megkülönböztette magát tőle.
and can differentiate itself from them.
Very good.
Nagyon jó.
Very good.
Nagyon
and
jó.
itself, it's not an object.
És ő maga nem egy tárgy.
This itself is not an object.
Ez ő
but
maga
it can
nem
really
egy tárgy.
Distinguish.
De ennek ellenére meg tudja különböztetni.
Thoughts
hogy gondolatok
from this.
Innen nézve.
Igen, de olyan, mintha ez az intelligencia
Yes, but it seems like this intelligence
mégis látható lenne valamilyen formában.
could be seen in some sort of form.
Vagy észlelhető
or
lenne.
could be perceived.
But could be, I don't get the word could be, to be honest. Could be, this is not the language of self-inquiry.
Ez a lehetség, hogy benne van ez a
Never be compromised with the word could be, maybe.
Ez a lehet, hogy úgy van, ne kötsél kompromisszumot.
Because it's like you are excusing reality, you know?
Akkor elmész a valóság mellett.
Don't ask,
Ne kérdezz.
see
Láss.
in this meaning. It's like could be. Check right now.
Most.
There will be always seeing.
Mindig lesz látás.
But can you really see this intelligence? This higher intelligence, whatever we call it.
Ezt a magasabb intelligenciát, vagy bárhogy is nevezzük.
Nem, de valamint, ha észlelném valahogy.
No, but it seems I can perceive it somehow.
Okay, show it to me.
Akkor mutasd meg
How
nekem,
you perceive it.
hogyan észleled.
Akkor honnan tudom, hogy van?
Then how do I know that it exists?
Good question.
Now, ez egy jó kérdés.
Good question.
Jó a kérdés.
Mintha én lennék az?
Még egyszer.
Mintha...
It seems like I am it.
I mean, how else it could be than this?
Hogyan lehetne másképp?
If you are not distanced from it and you see something from this, but you cannot see this, there is no distance for you to this.
Közted és közte nincs távolság, onnan észlelsz.
Ezt most nem értem, de...
Can you tell it one more time, please?
I mean, how else it could be?
Hogyan lehetne másképp?
You said you are able to distinguish yourself from this,
Megkülönböztesd magadat ettől.
from these thoughts or analyzing,
Ezektől a gondolattól, vagy
from somewhere deeper.
valahonnan egy mélyebb
You cannot see the deeper,
de ezt nem látod, ezt a mélyebb helyet.
but you cannot deny.
De nem tudod letagadni, hogy van.
So it has to be kind of about. I don't want to make it. I don't want to shrink this, but obviously you are in touch with this.
De kapcsolatban.
How are we in touch with this higher intelligence? How? By thinking about it?
Azáltal, hogy gondolunk rá,
From where our thinking happens?
hol történik maga a gondolkodás.
If not from there, and where is this there?
És hogyha onnan
If not from where you are experiencing everything now.
akkor valószínűleg ez az, ahonnan mindent érzékelsz most is.
This answer comes only in self-inquiry, in silence.
Amikor csendben vagy, és az önvizsgálatot.
You probably heard Guruji's invitation many times.
Gondolom sokszor meghallgattad.
He gives exact explanation how to check this.
Teljesen részletes magyarázatot ad arra, és útmutatót.
Where is it?
Hogy hol van.
If I'm asking the question where,
Kérdezem azt, hogy hol van,
here comes the mind
jön az elme,
and is looking
és néz, keres, hol lehet,
where the looking is happening.
és hol történik, honnan látok. Ezt keres.
The looking is a phenomena
A látás egy jelenség,
which is observed
amit meg lehet figyelni, észlelni,
or which happens,
ami történik,
which you are aware of right now.
aminek tudatában vagy ebben a
So,
pillanatban is.
in a way, it's no distance.
És ezt mondhatjuk úgy, hogy nincsen távolság.
Otherwise, you could not see it.
Különben nem láthatnám.
Nem értek semmit. I don't understand anything.
Nem értek semmit.
This is a good one. It's yes. This is what our minds often does. But something is in the hot spot. Good. You want to make up something?
This is my mind. What is creating this laughing, or just
it's a reaction.
Just
a
an
reaction.
exit, finding an exit.
It's a reaction for being on this hot spot of the finding.
It is not good to laugh.
What?
Not good to laugh now.
I mean, something enjoys. Obviously, something enjoys. Because I guess something knows the answer.
We tried to be very serious about it.
I'm not trying to be honest. I'm not trying to be serious at all. I'm in general not so serious. I just want you to be as happy as I am. And I know the way. Just make it done, guys. Come on, hurry up. Just come on, hurry up. Let's have some fun, please. This is what I'm trying to do, only. Come on, just this. Honestly? Nothing else. This is very selfish. Yeah, we have this Satsang recorded, so who needs that? They will listen to it again. I think we need to upload this one quite soon. Yeah.
So this higher intelligence is
You know what? You know what? It is like I'm waiting, and actually my job is to you say how it is. And I say yes or no. I think I'm gonna go that direction now. Seriously, because when you are checking in self-inquiry, you are given some directions, some pointers, And then the finding is actually for everyone the same. It doesn't work. Maybe it stopped working. Ah, no. Finding is for each of one the same, and you can just, with your power, say it. And then sometimes I can direct us. But please don't ask me. In general, I can only confirm. Reflect. This is like a role of the teacher, is reflect, but it's not to tell you what to see there. I cannot tell you what to see there, really. I can't. I can't tell you what to see there, but we are waiting. What is there? It's not working like this. Because it is you who have to see it. You don't believe what I will tell you. You have to see it, and I'm sitting here in a way that it strongly manifested the seeing, that I have no shadow of the doubt about it. But you, sometimes, you also know it. But it's like this sometimes. Sometimes. So I'm just making us to see it again, confirm it again. Only this. But I will never tell you what I see that, what to see there, because it's pointless. Okay? Because, I will make you a slave if I will tell you what to see there. Because you will always have a doubt that I might know better than you do. And I see that you are guys doing it sometimes with the teachers. You are doing it. It's just a reflection. This is just a reflection. The seeing, you have to see yourself and confirm in yourself. And then again you can ask me, but I will always point you there. I don't want to tell you anything. Because then I know it works, otherwise it's just slavery. Misleading.
But God didn't want to do this for us because
what?
Igen, hogy az Isten nem akarja ezt nekünk megcsinálni.
God doesn't want to do this for us instead of us.
So I mean,
what kind of God? What kind of God? What kind of God? Which God? Tell me about which God you are speaking about. It's just a pure imagination. We are at the root, and you are speaking to me about the God. Imagine God. It's another slavery. We are at the root of freedom. It's another slavery.
It is also just a thought.
Romanticizing. Getting romantic. I mean, there is nothing wrong into romanticism, but when we are clear, we can enjoy it. Otherwise, it makes us not there. And we are here, small. But we have direct contact with the source of this.
Közvetlen kapcsolatunk van a forrással.
Not even contact, it's too much to say.
Még ez a szó se helyes, így, hogy...
Because there is no... there is no contact, actually.
Nincs is kapcsolat.
Only this.
Yes.
Later I could not check it again. So it worked a day. No.
We will not check it again. We will not check it again now. Let's leave it for now, okay? Satsang police.
Nem a mikrofonba beszélsz, akkor nem fogjuk rögzíteni, amit mondasz.
Maybe it's not a problem. So
yeah, I mean we are now in the really like a good spot. So everything which is like from the mind, we don't want this at the moment. You were and you are in the good spot. Leave the rest for now. Really. You see something here, so let it take care of itself. You see something important here.
Valami fontosat látsz, vagy hogy hagyjuk gondoskodjon önmagáról.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. And how are you? Okay. But how are you with a satsang? Are you freaking out or you feel good? Then come. Then come and talk.
But I don't want to make it too long because it's a long satsang already.
No, but we have to just make it today. I don't know why. To be honest, I'm sorry, guys. If somebody is tired, you could. But somehow it just have to be done today like this. I don't know. So freaking. Are you confused or the mind is freaking out?
The mind is freaking out. I feel the longer I'm in satsang, the less I understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's just, I feel like I tried almost everything, you know? And nothing works. Sometimes I feel like, okay, there's some silence, but then the mind will just grab everything and just analyze, overanalyze, talk about it. And it's just never ending, you know?
Okay. So you have very materialistic desire. Now, 1 second. From what you're saying now, I hear that you have very materialistic desire. Happiness is a very materialistic desire. Peace is a very materialistic desire. First, make yourself empty of this expectation. Right now, of happiness and peace of satsang. Is it possible to quit this for a moment? Because if you will be still pursuing this, you will not hear me. You will not hear me.
Mm-hmm. But I'm listening to you, so I'm not focused on the other thing anymore already.
Which thing?
I don't know, I was just getting restless, you know?
Okay, let's close this. Okay, this is gonna be last one today. Forget everything, really. Forget everything. Forget all the retreat. Forget all everything. Just let's be fresh now with this. Just this moment, okay? So can you see that your mind wants happiness and wants peace? Do you see it right now? The frustration comes because you have an idea that you should feel good or peaceful. The frustration happens because and your reality at the moment is busy mind, yes?
It was, yeah, it was, yeah.
Okay, so let's start like this. Don't change it.
But it's always in the background, you know?
You are going, you have to be with me with each sentence. Don't add it in the moment if you can, okay? Because it's not a conversation. It's just checking. It's your checking. Make it not a conversation. It's you checking. So there is a thought probably believed in that you should feel differently at the moment, or that satsang is about happiness or peace. Do you see it in in a bit? This kind of thought inside?
Yeah.
This expectation? Okay. So this is expectation inside, the desire of the mind, the belief of the mind. When your reality speaks something different, there is a busyness, and you bring this thought of the peace, it's even more mess, because there is some other thoughts, and thought about happiness probably makes you miserable or frustrated in this moment. So my invitation for you, don't listen to none of the thoughts you have. None of them. They might appear, but you don't listen to them. For a moment, just leave it as it is. Frustration comes from comparing. It comes from comparing. It comes from comparing with me, also, with comparing with people, with comparing what you experienced in the past, with comparing what you read. This is job of the mind to compare. The nature of the mind is always to compare. So you are smart, and you are sitting here, things are happening, and your mind is simply doing its job, comparing. Comparing the knowledge you have. And at the moment you also experience some kind of frustration. So the only way is to leave all of it. It might be still happening, but your interests have to be left. Because with this thoughts about happiness, about peace, actually they are making you miserable. They are frustrating you. And comparing, and somebody says peace, little bit peaceful here, and you feel, somebody feels this, or you yourself a year ago or some ago felt this, and you are like, what is now? This is comparing. This is analyzing. This is giving another life to what is, another version to what is. So first see it. Like what way mind functions at the moment. Happiness is an empty word, to be honest, before there is a clarity. Don't pursue this happiness. It's a recipe for frustration. Same with peace. First, hold the running of the thoughts. Look how it functions, but don't go there. And look, and at the other thing, that the comparing is evoking you as a person. Comparing is bringing the ego, bringing the past. Comparing, because you would be probably sitting quite okay. But there is people, there is situation, there is your past. And the mind, the functionality of the brain, which uses the information. And bringing somebody like Laurent, like you. But there is nothing stable inside, as you. This is just a thought. So by this, when we are not investigating, it's like just producing of suffering. Why did you feel this way? Yesterday you felt good. 10 years ago what was like this? What did you do? And he and she and this. It produces you by thought. And then a feeling in the body. Thought, believed in, produces a state in the body. So only in meditation or like now, you are able to see this play. Each of our people here has this play as well. So it's just first to see. It's me. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm last one in this. I had it and I lost it. So then you go to the root of it. This is I lost it, I had it, I'm worst. All of it, these are thoughts. All of them. Where is the owner of them?
But even when I try this, when it's like, when it's very active, it doesn't.
But
it really
you are
doesn't,
okay. But
it's.
Are you not getting what I'm pointing now, or you are getting?
No, I'm getting.
So then I don't understand why you are speaking this, because it's like you are here and you are not. You are listening and you are not listening. But what is this but? You have to forget this habit, really. Because it's like you get, but you don't want to hear fully what I'm speaking. You don't want to see it yourself fully. Don't listen to this but, because it's from the mind. So once again, you are fully with this, what's happening in the brain. And you are making it clear now. And future doesn't bother you at the moment. Make it clear now. And next time this comes, you have to do this exactly the same. Where is this, Laurent?
I don't know what I did, but it just happened, Just relaxed, but
you were, I mean, I don't know what you did, but you were
Didn't do anything. I just
able to
relaxed.
understand. You were able to
Just
understand. Yes, so you were able to listen and understand. But same way, you might listen and understand yourself sitting there. And this is the point of satsang. To catch yourself, catch when this craziness starts of taking everything as me, evoking this me feeling, and how it arises through comparing, through going to the past, and through using what you've read. And with whom did you compare yourself with? When mind is silent, these things doesn't exist. How to get mind silent? Not to react with display. Distance yourself to display. And not complaining, really, because complaining is like your weakness. It's I got it, I lost it. So I'm putting myself into the weakness. I lost it. Invitation. Then, why did I lost it? I'm here now, and I'm not. I'm going to this seeing again. Whatever is after will be just the mind.
And I was really angry. Fuck, I don't know where this anger comes. It's like anger, you know.
Frustration, yes, from comparing.
Yeah.
Frustration is only through comparing.
Mm-hmm.
Judgment, past, future, play and putting yourself there, because there is nothing wrong to past, but it often makes us personal. Maybe if there was no subject of enlightenment today, you would be fully happy. Who knows? It's possible, but then the mind uses it sometime against. And compares, but we have to catch ourselves when it happens. Thought after thought. By the way, you are doing a great job. You are like on spot for 3 hours. Thank you. What did he say? What?
It's quite good what I do for 3 hours.
yeah, I know what you mean. It's fun, no?
But I don't feel it as it's 3 hours, so it's fun.
Great.
Nem úgy érzem, hogy 3 óra telt.
Okay.